Roblox Tower Defense Simulator is a game with a lot of towers. I mean, it's called Tower Defense Simulator for a reason. To be exact, 35 towers can be obtained by the average player, as well as 22 exclusive towers, 20 of which being from events, and 2 of which being admin exclusives. Today, I share one piece of trivia about each of these 55 towers. Make sure to comment below if you knew any of these obscure facts. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's begin. Scout is one of the first towers you unlock, along with Sniper, and nowadays Demoman. And it's likely that for this reason, it also has the most skins of any tower, with a close second being the Commander. Scout has a hefty count of 34 skins, with a majority 18 of which being exclusive. The reason for this is likely that the devs want new players to be able to get awards as well as existing players, so they give Scout yet another skin. Unlike the next tower, the Sniper is also a tower obtained upon joining TDS for the first time, but unlike any other tower in the starter section, it has all 3 detections. This means that a tower you get for free can deal with hiddens, balloons, and leads, and no other starter tower has that power. We even used Sniper our first time we beat Hardcore as our only flying lead detection. It almost balances out its historically bad DPS, but no tower comes close as being as historically bad as the Paintballer has been a horrible tower for as long as most people can remember. Last year it was very briefly decent for a week, but that ended and quickly. However, not very long ago, just before your time, Paintballer was the first version of what would become the John Tower in the early days of TDS. This design and purpose was eventually reworked into the John Tower, stripping the Paintballer of its uniqueness and usefulness. And while some things become worse with the passage of time like the Paintballer, others step into the spotlight. The Demoman is a tower that has been in TDS for a few years but only recently became more notable. Most players wouldn't have a need to notice such a tiny detail, but along with the Scout and the Sniper, the Demoman is also added to the towers granted to the player upon completing the tutorial. Now players around the world can finally have a good view to see. Okay, maybe it isn't that good, but they can get a clear bird's eye view of this tower. But over the years, one tower has lost its bird's eye view. The Hunter Tower once had a really cool design choice to gain a mechanized bird circling its head post level 3. At an unknown point in time, this bird disappeared from its design, leaving the icon to not make sense. This tower now is relatively bland and no longer has the same visual sting. Let's hope one update soon will bring back this little bird friend and flutter some feather fun. Anyway, if this comes back, I'm sure it'll be a burst. And I don't mean blast, because the Soldier is the only non-exclusive tower to have a burst rifle. By this, I don't mean it fires in pockets, because an accelerator also does that. But it has a specific burst of fire that can be seen changed between upgrades.
The Militant does not have a special unique skin, unlike one of the next towers. Oh wait, it does? When the John Tower was removed from TDS, the Militant took its place. This tower was granted a skin only obtained via a limited time code. The John skin. This skin was a replica of the original John Tower's appearance, but not even this skin can heal the pain of not having the legendary Gorilla Sounds ability anymore. But that's all the facts for the starter towers. Oh wait, what? There's one more?
The subscribe button is a button that has been clicked 5,000 times. Can you click it once more? And I get bored a lot, so yeah, join my Discord in the description and chill with our community. We're cool. Anyway, without further ado, the Crook Boss's minions were originally not called unique names, on a contrary to today's Pistol Goon, Tommy Goon, and Bodyguard. Prior to a change in 2024, they were only referred to as Goons, labeled 1 through 3 in a manner similar to the Breakers. Now, they have pretty cool names as opposed to their originals. Want another cool fact? The Freezer is one of the only towers to have a code specific to a sponsorship. This is the Foam Freezer skin, and it was obtained by purchasing the Mint Choco Nerf gun from the Hasbro website or in stores. Unfortunately, it is no longer available for purchase, so if you do have the skin, congratulations! The Medic, that as of the rating of this video, heals towers with its cleansing ability and heals your base at the beginning of each wave. It was also the first stun immune tower to be introduced to TDS, eventually leading to the stun immune meta currently present in modern updates. Now it's far from the best choice with other stun immune options like the Warden and Ranger, but not every good tower is stun immune, so some just need a helping hand. The modern medic, on the other hand, sheesh, it has an ability that is unique to the medic. which can give towers stun immunity, a damage buff, and grant all 3 protections, and is well overheal your base. Quite the powerhouse of a tower. Hopefully it doesn't get endless nerfs. Never mind. At least it can still be a good and useful friend to your loadout. The Shotgunner is a tower that was exceptionally good, if used with a friend named the Firework Technician. But that's not trivia. But on the topic of friends and friendliness, Shotgunner is the only tower whose bullets are referred to as pellets. Aha, get it. Friendliness, pellets. Okay, I'll drop it. If you sub. Strange choice, but the next tower, oh man, it doesn't even fire bullets, but it definitely fires. The Pyromancer is a tower that is universally useful, but has it always been a tower fighting for you? The answer is actually no. As of directly after the overhaul update in 2020, the Pyromancer briefly sped up your enemies, leading them to reach your base far quicker. This was eventually reverted and the Pyromancer was made into the powerhouse he is today. Golden Pyromancer makes this tower fly almost instantly to the top of our lists. Wait, did he say fly? The Ace Pilot was the first flying tower introduced to TDS, and to this day is one of the only 2. It circles around and does stuff, I guess. It was made much better after rework in 2024, doing great things for its usefulness and damage. But, like most towers, it lacks any form of economy benefit, unlike the Farm, which can actually deal damage, but only when paired with another tower. This is only the case with one other tower. You can guess in the comments if you think you know what it is. But when the Farm in particular is paired with the Harvester tower, it increases the range and power of the Harvester's root ability, causing the Farm to deal damage. This also grants purpose to the Farm's range, as it affects where the roots form on the path. The Rocketeer is plain and simple the only tower to be able to directly target more than one enemy without relying on a splash system. That's really all there is to say, other than that the Rocketeer is absolutely goated. Okay, now let's move on. The Trapper is the only evergreen tower able to deal indirect damage. By that, I mean it's not his fault the enemies just happen to walk over the spikes. Take this man to court and Saul Goodman wouldn't even have to cheat to defend the Trapper. No other tower can accidentally hurt the enemies. He's just playing with some spikes and they weren't watching. Kids, try this strategy with Legos and your parents will love you so very, very much. The military base was the first tower to have an ability costing money, with the mercenary base following suit upon its release around a month later. Nowadays, it feels like quite a few towers cost your precious moolah to use their abilities. Okay, wait, it's just 3, never mind. The Assassin for a long time was mistaken as the tower featured in PvP's icon. However, this is not in fact the case. It's actually its own tower. And with that, we have concluded Volume 1 of the Effect for Every Tower series. So, make sure to stay tuned for the advanced and hardcore towers sections in the near future. Also, we wanted to shout out at Ailey Doesn't Work for correctly spotting all 10 mistakes from our now privated Spot the TDS Mistakes video. So go show their channel some love. Either way, if you could subscribe and hit the like button, we want to reach 7,500 subscribers for an epic stream special where Seb plays a new game. I mean, the game isn't new, but like, moving on. And 500 likes would be much appreciated to release the next part of this series. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.